If I could tell myself two things from when I was struggling with unexplained weight gain, not knowing what was going on with my body, knowing something was wrong, but not being able to explain how I knew that, and just feeling like overall my body was working against me, it would be one, to schedule an appointment with my primary care physician and ask for a sleep study, and two, to learn about the polyvagal theory of trauma. If you don't know me, hi, I'm Lex. I've lost 60 pounds in the last year, and the reason why I had so much unexplained weight gain is because I had sleep apnea for 3 years and didn't know. Before September of 2021, I didn't even know what sleep apnea was. Like, I knew it was something that old men got, but I didn't understand how it impacted your body, and I didn't understand the importance of sleep. I feel like sleep is something that we all talk about all the time of being so important, but we don't realize that inconsistent sleep patterns, that insomnia, that feeling exhausted are all things that can really impact every single piece of your body and your physiology. And that's where the polyvagal theory of trauma comes in, because that is related to the ACE, which is adverse childhood experiences. The higher ACE score you have, the more likely you are going to have negative health outcomes such as addiction, sleep apnea, depression, anxiety, PTSD, diabetes, heart disease, like pretty much everything. And I think that the polyvagal theory of trauma can explain all of that, because it shows that when you are in social engagement, when you feel safe, when you're regulated, what regulation means with your nervous system, because I know I didn't, it just means that your body and your brain are communicating that you are safe and your body is able to function as it would like to. So when you're not feeling safe, say somebody unfollows you on Instagram, your body doesn't know the difference between that threat versus running into a bear in the woods. Your brain does not know how to differentiate between those things, and your subconscious will always have this response of going into fight or flight or even being stuck in freeze. That's where the childhood trauma stuff comes in, because the more adverse childhood experiences you've had, or honestly, in my opinion, more adverse experiences you've had in your lifetime, that impacts the way that your nervous system is able to regulate or not able to regulate. And when you're not able to regulate, so what a typical or what a healthy nervous system response looks like is that somebody unfollowed you on Instagram and you don't get a stomach ache. Your heart rate doesn't go through the roof. Maybe you start to feel a little bit of like the fight or flight instinct, but you're able to regulate yourself by doing some deep breaths or doing butterfly taps, listening to binaural beats, doing a meditation. You're able to bring yourself down right away and feel safe again. That's what regulation means. So when you're unregulated, it means that when you go into that fight or flight response, you are staying there for elevated amounts of time, or even going into your freeze response, which is where your body literally is in survival mode. Your metabolism no longer exists because your body is literally preparing for battle. It thinks that it is going to die. None of the bodily responses, like your immune system, your metabolism, your insulin levels, like all of that goes out the window, because your body is like, we have a battle. I cannot worry about all these little side projects right now. I am preparing to battle. So being able to bring yourself down out of that fight or flight, and also being able to prevent going into freeze, is how you regulate your nervous system. That is what nervous system regulation means. It just means that you're able to communicate with your body and your brain that you are safe, that there's not an imminent threat. And once you're able to do that, you will notice that you're triggered way less often. When my dog barks now, I'm not jumping out of my skin. My heart rate isn't going through the roof. I'm not going every 5 seconds. When he barks now, I say, Cooper, quiet, and that's it. So you'll notice as you start to communicate between your brain and body that you are less triggered, and life becomes like way more enjoyable because you're not freaking out at the drop of a hat. That's what nervous system regulation is. That's what it is. I hope this helps. And let me know if you want me to do any tutorials on how I was able to start to do that with my body. I work with a therapist, but I learned somatic healing on my own through TikTok, through a lot of resources online, and I'm always happy to share about it.